this chick did not just hop on him a second time.
A
No, she
second
did not walk out the door
time.
and then jump back, jump in his arms. Like, what are we doing?
Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Love is Blind, Season 9, Episodes 1 through 6. We're going to get into the bullshit. I am Victoria. No, for real. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. So yeah, we're going to go and talk through everybody couple by couple. But before we do that, just this season as a whole is starting off very messy, very old school, very like people don't know how to act. People need to see a therapist, like all kinds of things. Like the villains showed up. The casting folks said, y'all complaining about the pods being boring. All right, we're going to bring back the people who shouldn't probably be marrying anyone.
And this is on all sides, men and women. Everybody cutting up this season. I'm like, what is this? I felt like I just needed a general sigh of relief when I got to the end of episode 6. And then when I saw the preview, I was just like, it's getting worse. It's going to get worse.
Like I was saying in the beginning, like I made that green screen or whatever for TikTok or whatever. I just started the episode, like that preview that they showed for the season, it was just crying after crying after crying after crying. I didn't even hear like an I love you. I just heard it was crying. So I was like, this season is given like, are they not going to have any marriages? Like, because in looking at what we got, I don't know. I would not be surprised if we got no marriages. Like, there's maybe one, and I don't even like that couple, but one or two. Like, I don't know. Annie and Nick, they just seem cut from the same cloth. Something about them. I'm not saying that a couple I don't like. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
But
no, definitely.
It's something about them that just seems cut from the same cloth, and they're gonna be, doing their little stuff together and living their life how they live it, and they just gonna be like, we're good. Y'all the ones who have the problem.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Do we? You have any other opening thoughts before we get into our first couple?
I mean, I think just overall, right? I think I was a little shocked at how much race came up in these conversations, sex came up in these conversations, how long these I was like, not 5 episodes of pods, actually 6. It was damn near 6 episodes of pods. Yeah, this season though is a hot ass mess, and I definitely know after watching this, I will never move to Denver. I think that's it was never on my bucket list, but baby, if I ever I mean, somebody got a job, I'm like, what we going there for? Like,
right.
It's not giving no flavor in the waters over there. But yeah, let's go ahead and
before we get into the couples, like, did you not enjoy the pod episodes? Did you feel like they were boring? You know, in past that people have complained about that, or did you feel like, because you mentioned that you felt they were kind of long, or did you just feel like it's just a lot? But like where were you on it?
Yeah, it was a lot. I think it was a lot because there were so many, like, this wasn't even like love triangles. This was like love squares and pentagons and hexagons. Like, it was like everybody was crossing paths. It was like everybody was
all over the place.
All over the place, yeah.
I didn't mind that piece of it, to be honest. Like, sometimes like the pods are just something you got to get through. It's just like, it's not the most entertaining part. And so I felt like all of the shenanigans that were happening did help to make it better. So I actually liked the fact that they had so many people. So, I just wonder, I have been staying away from social media, so I haven't been spoiled. I saw Calabria did an interview with AD. I didn't watch it.
Already?
So I don't. Yes, that's why I was like, what did she do an interview with her for already? Like, and so I'm like, I know nothing about the universe. I don't like being the Love is Blind universe. I don't like being spoiled. I like to see what happens. And so I will, after we do this, then I will ingest. But right now I didn't. So let's get into Calabria and Edmund. And like, their whole thing, like, he started off, everybody was outraged. He was the booger man. He was the guy saying he eats his boogers. It was just a lot. It was a lot. But like, as we started getting into these episodes, like, I just kind of want to take a little bit of a serious note. I know we can kiki and haha for the rest of the episode or whatever, but I do want to take a little serious note because to me, it was giving like that there may be some like sort of mental imbalance personally.
Yeah.
And I feel like on Netflix's part, like especially with that last conversation, it was like he was unhinged, or like not in a way that was like seeming like it was necessarily dangerous, but unstable in a way that he shouldn't have been, I don't think, from that conversation. And so to me, it makes me think like Netflix, like what screening do you all do? I do not think that someone who's presenting like that maybe there may be some mental instability or some just imbalanced nature, like I don't think they should be letting people on the show, because like when
No,
Calabria went to
100%.
sleep that night, I was like, girl, I don't know. So I don't know. I've been seeing people in the comments, like, talk about like, oh, he may be autistic or he's on the spectrum. But I was like, I don't know if it's giving that. You about to have a floor because you the therapist. But it was giving more hyperactive, but it just was giving unstable. These conversations should not have caused him to have this level of upheaval. And people were like saying in the comments that I saw, like, oh, he deserves love too. And he does. He seems like a nice guy, but you also need to get to a space where you're emotionally regulated so that you can be in a healthy functioning space, a healthy functioning relationship. He seemed very nice and fun loving and things like that. But yeah, I just felt like he just seemed unhinged in a way, like especially towards the end. So you give us your take, Miss.
Well, here at Black Girls Talking TV, we do not diagnose, because I did not sit down with that man. That man is not my client.
Yeah.
I will say though, like I am with you with the hyper. The first thing I thought about him was like, oh, he's very hyperactive. He's very bouncy. He has a lot of like a lack of inhibition. He's just boom, 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 all over the place, right? Which you see in individuals who might have like ADHD, right? The H in ADHD is hyperactive. And so that I was like, is it just like a lot of energy that just he don't know how to contain? And I think even too, sometimes people don't know that, let's just say someone who has ADHD, right? Part of that executive functioning that is limited or is stunted a little bit in terms of like being able to kind of do the things you need to do, show up the way you need to show up, get started, get going, be motivated. A part of that is also a lack of emotional regulation that comes with that, right? And another thing that people don't know, just as like an educational moment, is that like ADHD is an organic neurodevelopmental disorder. It's not something that you grow into. I know there's a lot out there like, oh, adult ADHD. There's people out there who get diagnosed in adulthood and probably should have been diagnosed when they were children, but in our diagnostic manual, ADHD is right next to autism because they're in the same category of symptom sets when you're talking about certain levels of functioning and being able to show up and how the brain is just wired differently. Literally, like structurally, it is wired differently. Frontal lobes and things like that are not working the same way. Things ain't firing off the same way for somebody who has ADHD or autism. And so just like an educational piece about that, because people are like, oh, it can't be this, it can't be that. And it's like, you just never know. Like, just because it does, like ADHD can also present with a lot of emotional irregulation,
Yeah, because you talked about it with,
go ahead.
I'm about to say, you talked about that with Ali and AD in Perfect Match.
Yes. And how he kind of like blew up and it was like, you're not getting it. Like, and it sometimes it can feel like you could like almost talking to a kid per se, right? Like, because just like developmentally that part isn't there. That's not to say that somebody with ADHD can't get there. It just takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of patience to be with somebody who might have ADHD and it presents in a very severe way that limits their functioning. So just a caveat, but also too, watching him through these episodes of in the booger thing. At first, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, no, they did not put this man on here talking about the boogers, right? But then on the first episode, when he came in and he had so much energy, I was just, "Oh my god!" He just like hyperactive, right? And like it's literally from head to toe, and the way that he dresses, the way that he presents, the way that he talks, it is very loud, it's colorful, and like that's just. It's him, clearly. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I hope he is proud of for himself, right? To like be able to find his sense of identity and whatever that is, and it makes him feel comfortable. But as the episodes were going, I was really like, I'm getting a little pissed off at Netflix because I'm like, why would y'all subject this man to exploitation? And I'm also wondering, within the psychological profile, let's just say something did get dinged off. Like, what are the parameters around what can and cannot be dinged off? And how do you ensure that someone is in a place where they are giving consent to what is happening? And I'm not saying that Edmund is unintelligent and there's no way that he understood, the dotted line that he signed off on, right? But I am saying, if there are certain things going on, just as a brand, I'm not sure that this was in the best light for Netflix. And then you got this black man on top of that who comes from very severe adverse childhood experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was never set up for success when he talks about his story. You know what I'm saying? And so I understand that, like for him, it's like, I beat the odds. I want to do this. I deserve love. Yes, all of those things. But we're not about to exploit that man and put him on national television to get joked on, because you already know the audience that you attract. Like, you already know. Like, we hear all black girls talking TV getting ready to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's not cool. It's not cool. And so I am uncomfortable, quite honestly, like going in on Edmund. I seriously am. Like, I cannot do it. I can't get with the crowd of people talking about him, because I'm just like, this was a misfire and it was a misstep on Netflix's behalf. And I know that is a grown man, so please don't get in these comments talking about he did it to himself and people know what they sign up for. We're not doing that. Like, no.
And I will say, like, it's there's no neat way to talk about it all, because I think at the end of the day, somebody might be like, oh, who are you to say, like, when I said, like, I see a little mental imbalance, like, to me personally, but it's like, that's life. You know what I mean? Like, people in life are struggling and dealing with different mental health issues, but it doesn't mean it needs to be playing out on national television, in an environment that's not set up for it. Like I said, Love on the Spectrum, I don't know if he's autistic or not, but Love on the Spectrum is a show that is designed and set up for, like, with that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's out here crying about sex partners that happened in the past. It's not all there. It's not all there. That's just my view. That's my view. But he sure enough he had a lot of different behaviors. And I remember when I first heard him say the stuff about the booger, he eats his boogers, I was personally like, why would they show this clip? I think I said I had a little reel with that. I was like, why would they show this clip and set homegirl up for this when we could have just not even known he was a guy who ate his boogers? But you know how they do that little meme and they'd be like, there will be signs. Like, there were signs. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were signs. And for me, I wonder, like, where Calabria is in all of this, because I'm like, as soon as he started talking through the wall, I kind of understood, like, okay, his energy is giving something, and it's a little bit like, it's a little animated. So I didn't like, he may be like, seem a little imbalanced, just quite yet. But when his mouth was on the floor, I said, okay,
mouth on the floor, what is it, Naruto? How y'all say that? Naruto run. He was
what's she about to say?
Sprinting around.
Yeah.
I will
Brendan
say,
was in there like, I didn't know what to do with it.
I really, really like Edmund's energy. I don't know. I am like hyperactive people. Hyperactive people don't like. I know that can, like, just bring it. Like, I know, like, some of the guys was like, bro, like what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that wouldn't necessarily make me uncomfortable. I'm just like, you doing you or whatever. But yes, definitely signs. But for Calabria, I think what she heard, because she's a social worker, was like, oh, this is the typical person that I work with. Like, I understand this format of an individual, somebody who has been through foster care, been taken away from their parents, parents may not be, you know what I'm saying, the best, being able to provide. And so it was given like a very natural, like social worker,
like she had
case.
the skill set.
Yeah, like this is a case. It was almost like, oh, you just gave me a case. Like, and I think that's what she leaned into, because as soon as he told his story, she was like teary-eyed about it. And I guess it was also something that they connected with his ability to forgive his parents and her inability to forgive her father. That she felt like, okay, like, there might be like some courage, in this, or whatever it took that he explained for him to get there, that she was kind of potentially missing the stuff. But she kept saying, like, I feel like she kept hinting to, like, she understood, like, he was different. I think she knew that he was different.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I like, clearly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when she saw him, that the reveal, when he was like knees to chest, she was like, when he ran the room and ran back, like, she see all of the scene, all there is to see. Calabria done seen it, okay? So it's not, I don't think that she is under any illusion about who he is.
Yeah.
It's just, it causes me to wonder, like, where she is in her process, because, like, I do feel like that there is something in her that matches with his energy and where he is mentally. And I know that she presents herself very secure and very stable, but there's something in there, because like, for me, I would see someone like that, and I may be like, Kiki, we may like have a good time as like on a friendship level. I may have concerns and be there as supportive, but for me, I think like, oh, I can't be carrying another person emotionally all day. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I need someone who's able to rise to the challenge of managing their emotions and meet me there. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what I deserve. That's what I deserve. So I was a little kind of wondering, like, there's a lot of focus on Edmund, but also what's going on with Calabria in terms of like where she sees herself. And I'm not saying in terms of like worth. Like, I need people to understand that conversation. That's very different. I'm not talking about Edmund's value, his worth, or anything like that. I'm literally talking about the behaviors that are exhibited, and whether you as a person feel like that's something that you want to have in your life. You know what I'm saying? Have in your life someone who is going to be crying at things that aren't necessarily a typical adult would cry at. And so you have to stop and pause and console them and get them into a space, or whatever the case may be. Like, she's going to have to bridge the gap of the emotional work, the emotional labor that he's currently unable to do. Even men who are presenting like the typical guys we see on the streets, and they're presenting as like very typical, very average, right? And don't raise any sort of alarms about mental health or anything like that. Them mother effers, they don't be emotionally regulating themselves. Not to this degree, but they don't be doing that. And I always feel like that is not our work. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not our work to do, even in a situation where a guy presents typically. And so it's definitely ain't our work in a situation where it's extreme baggage on that regard. Well, you know what I mean?
I will say, right, like there was a lot of good that came from Edmund. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was super cute that he got the shoes and the matching shirt. And
the matching outfit.
He's very romantic, right? And so there is an element there where it's like, okay, knowing that I'm getting all of this in this person, can I deal with potentially am I willing to? Because there are like it's like, I'm gonna use OCD because OCD comes up. I feel like a lot when it comes in like into partnerships. Like there are like groups for partners who have OCD, right? Like how to help your partner emotionally regulate through the obsessions and the compulsions, right? Like there's so many mental health diagnoses where it's like it's a lot on a partner, right? And you as a partner, if you love that person, there's tools and things that you can learn to be able to show up for that person. Not saying that means like you have to do the emotional work. Like hopefully that other person is also getting the services that they need. But in my mind, I'm like, if Calabria is okay with doing that, then that is on Calabria. Why? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That is for her to decide, but she seems like she comes off with a very like mothering energy. Like she likes to like almost coach him and like tell him what to do. Like, oh, well, you're not going to do that through this situation, or like, no, don't talk to so and so like that. Like she kept like course correcting him, and so it's only going to be through time that we see whether or not this is something that she wants to rise to the occasion to do. But there are people out there who you love them and they got their little ticks about them, and you figure out how to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Yeah, no, I hear you and I agree with that. But I also think that there's a level of, I don't know. I don't think that there's just anything everybody is dealing with, like, just bridge the gap. You know what I mean? I think that there's a level of like the way this is functioning could be unhealthy or is unhealthy. And so, because like everybody's gonna have good. Like I thought the shirts, like I said, cute. But as soon as he started having me be like, okay, this is cute, like to the shirts. Then he was at the little beach party talking about you ain't gonna hit before I gotta hit. I gotta hit before marriage. And so I was like, Lord, Emma, you got me. He was rising up there a little bit, but I say all to say that like everybody's gonna have it good. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was like, he seems very kind. Everybody's gonna have that good. They're good, but I think that like as women, we really be trying to work with these dudes, and we be really trying to work. And then sometimes it's like part of that is like missing work that we're not doing with ourselves about like, is this the lifestyle you want to have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's to say that it's not right to want that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, if it's not healthy, that's my personal thought. I don't think it's healthy for her to have to be having conversations.
Yeah, there's something
with him about like sex, him breaking down about that.
Yeah. No, I do think there is something like inherently, and I'm just saying like overall, right? Like when you're talking about like these types of issues, and I guess I lean to the side of like, if he has something going on, right? Like there's a lot of this that might be outside of his control, and so because of that, it does not make him, unlovable, or he has to find someone.
I'm not saying he's unlovable. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm saying, and I want to be very clear about that, I'm literally saying like, there are some women who will justify like, oh, he has all, not him, just like, just take Edmund out of the equation. Like when we talk to women, like women will justify, or as women, because I've done it too. I'm not pointing any fingers. Have done it for sure.
Yeah.
Justify the fact that like, oh, this person has trauma. It's not their fault. They don't know how to communicate. They have a trauma response, and we bridge the gap. And it's like, I personally feel like we literally do that too much, and we need to require and say like, hey, I like you. I want you. Like if that's Clebra's vibe, I like you. I want you. There's something here. I need you to work on that and come back to me a little bit more whole, a little bit more regulated, a little bit more ready to be what I need, because I deserve that. You know what I mean? It's not that I don't like you. It's not that you're not worthy, but it's just holding a requirement for like how they respond to you. It doesn't mean just because you had you have something that's out of your control that everything goes out the window. Personally,
I'm not saying everything goes out the window.
It's a tricky thing. I'm not. I hear your point too. I'm not trying to sit here and say. I hear it,
because we could be having the same conversation about Mike, about you know what I'm saying, about several of these motherfuckers on this cast. You know what I'm saying? If anything, Edmund get the most pass because something is clearly going on. You know what I'm saying? Like. That brother clearly wants some love. He wants some love, and he want to be able to run over his bookie butt. He just want to know why you get to have one night stand, and I'm giving you my all, and you don't want to have sex with me.
Yeah.
Why you making the brother doing it? Why you making the brother doing it? Wait, that's what he was saying, and I was low key with him. I was like, that's a good point. Something good come up, and you like, nah, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw my cat at something that I know ain't shit. Like, that's what he was getting at. Like,
it's so funny. It's so funny because like in the scene before when they were at the party, and then Anton was like, unless somebody's giving you a bullshit reason for not wanting to have sex, then But in my mind, I was like, Anton, what's a bullshit reason? If I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. Like,
literally,
it's not,
point blank period.
What is a bullshit reason? And so that was that. But then when he got there, I was like, okay, now hold on, is this a bullshit reason? I was like, but no, either way, it's no bullshit reason. It's no bullshit reason. But yeah, I was just like, girl, this is, and I was like, also like, girl, why you even brought this up with this man? Like, you know, like part of, if you're gonna be with him and you're gonna choose to show up to the moment what is called for, then it includes not inciting him. Right. Because what was that? What was the point of this conversation? Literally. You done said that you're not having sex with him, don't have sex with him, and keep it moving.
And you fondling. I'm like, that's still a man at the end of the day. Like
Right. Yeah, you heard the man say got tears in a boner. Like he ain't nothing with a boner. Ain't nothing wrong with downstairs. Girl.
No, but when he said that though, I was like, no, I do feel you. You just need to articulate it a little bit better, because that was a good point. I think that was a lesson to all the ladies. We can't be around here giving the cat up to people who don't deserve it. And it was something good come around, and you just saying, well, I just want you to wait. It might be 8 months, might be 9 months, might be a year. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like the way she said it, I can see why it immediately got him wild up, because at first he was like, yeah, it is what it is. But now you like, well, I'm just making you wait. Like it is, you know, like you just gotta wait. You on a list of motherfuckers who gotta wait, because I won't shit with you. Like,
yeah, that's why I said, like, it's like, if you go be with him, don't incite him. You have to, it requires you to shift in your behavior. You know what I'm saying? You have to, if you're going to accept it, girl. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That means don't incite this man.
Yeah. But let's get into this club scenario.
Oh, yeah. I was like, girl,
what you think about that?
Because I thought that, to myself, like, why is she bringing this up? This feels like, who is dealing with this? Maybe this is her normal life, right? And so that's one thing. And then secondly, it's like, because she kept trying to make it easier, like lead him to the answer she wanted him to say, and make it easier for him to pick that. But I was like, this trauma got this man very non-confrontational. Okay? Because that, there's a certain part where self-defense kick in, and in the legal profession it's called something called the self-defense and defense of others. You can it extends to, like, if you're with your daddy, your sister, if you were able to have self-defense in that situation and you see them having this situation, you're able to protect them. Okay, so his defense, self-defense, and the extension of others, her, should have kicked in. There's a level of something that should kick in. I'm not trying to say fight the man or whatever, but there's a level of self-defense that he seems like it wasn't activating for him, that I think is literally because of the trauma response. So it's like, again, girl, if you gonna be with this man, recognize the fact that he got certain things he not gonna do, and he's non-confrontational. I do think, I ain't trying to, I ain't the psychologist, but I do think that it stems from the trauma. Like, it just feels like it stems from the what.
I mean, he done witnessed. I feel like he's witnessed enough to know that ain't something I'm about. And I actually like the way that he responded. He said, "You can call me a pussy. You can call me whatever you want. I'm not putting my hands on nobody. I'm gonna call security." Because it was kind of like, I don't like when people give like the most, and I'm not saying that situation is extreme. Stuff like that most definitely can happen. But like, it's like you're trying to incite something out of him, and it's like, there's no need for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you want to know if he's going to rise to the occasion of being the man that you want, then you just allow him to be, and you observe him and see if it works for you. That whole like scenario thing, I hate them. I hate scenario type motherfucking questions. No, like, it's like, why are we like, what would you do if I cheated on you? I don't know. Leave? Like, what? Like, what are you asking me right now? Like, why does it have to be the most extreme thing to know whether or not I would protect you, or what that would, look like?
But his answer was very clear. Like you said, like, I don't personally like the content of his answer, but I agree with you. I actually do like that he stood on the business that he's standing on. Like, he's saying the business is that I'm going to be out.
Yes.
Like, I remember when Kevin Hart used to have that little joke about like, was it Kevin Hart like running or what? I don't know, but like you know he like he could beat us up too. I don't know, like, you know, am I remembering a joke
Girl, I
wrong
don't
or
know
right?
the
I don't
joke,
know.
but yes, that's probably what he
But
was thinking.
yeah,
Like that's what she was
it's
like. Well, somebody, what if he was your size?
yo, so that's what I'm saying.
Bitch,
She
it's
kept
the
trying to make it
same
easier,
answer. I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting.
right? Right. I'm trying to think if I got anything else on them. Like, what about the sex before we touched on it really quickly, but him saying, like, aside from the sex conversation with her, right? That was a lot. He got a little triggered. But the sex conversation with the guys where he was like, I gotta have sex with him. You gonna hit it. When he kept saying hit it, I don't like
I don't like hitting either. Yeah, now when you talking about your wife, like let's stop. Yeah, like she not no piece of meat. I was not sure if that was him trying to be a part of the bro squad and like kind of put on and mask a little bit, or if that's actually how he truly felt. I wasn't really sure about that. I was like, okay, now come on, Edmund, come on. But yeah, I guess I'm trying to give him a little bit of grace.
Yeah, no. I feel you. Like, yeah, like, look, I thought Edmund was very nice. I thought he was very hyperactive.
He's also taller than I expected him to be, but when he was when they did the reveal,
in the circle,
yeah, and I was like, okay, because Calabria seemed like she's taller. And so when they did the reveal and she had her heels on, he was still taller than her. I was like, okay, he up there.
The one thing I did want to say, like on Calabria or whatever, like when she was talking to him in that convo about when she gave him the scenario, like sometimes through all her conversations, to be honest, sometimes it's giving like a little bit of pick me vibes, like just a little bit, because it's so much like other women do this. I don't do that. Like I do 50-50. I do that.
Yeah. You got to be better than the Edmund that was yesterday. Not who are you comparing yourself? It's like she keeps pulling him into this bullshit. He talking about so he just want to be a better man. Better than who? Who you comparing yourself to? I don't do that comparing shit. I'm not like other women. It's like it sounds like you do a lot of comparing because you're the only one who keep bringing up these comparison scenarios, baby.
Yeah, because she was like, I don't care what other people think. And I'm like, I'm glad, because this is a way to get introduced to the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because it looks like they're getting kind of far. At least they showing up to the wedding. I saw them both in some type of wedding gear. So, not me calling it wedding gear.
The outfits.
Yeah, but yeah, anything else on them
before
we move forward?
Yeah, let's move on to Kacie and Patrick via also Patrick and Anna. Child, let's just get into the first square.
Yes.
Let's start with at the top, Kacie and Patrick. Bruh. I had to go look on Kacie's Instagram because I'm like the amount of times that she kept bringing up her looks, I was like, this girl better be looking banging on Instagram, and she looked regular white girl.
I mean, this is what I would say. Like, I feel like some of what is extended to white women, especially like when they have stereotypical like blonde hair, they're thin, you know, like it's like there's like a myth that's not necessarily like, oh, this is the most smoke dead gorgeous woman. It's just like it's like they get into this thing and there's this like built up thing about who they are just because of blonde hair. I mean, it's really racism or like societal conditioning because of past racism. Yeah, the standards of beauty. And so I think personally, she looks like a typical like trophy wife. She looks like a typical Instagram girl. Like I don't knock her looks.
I said if you put on a pair of slacks on her, some loafers, and one of them polka dot shirts with a bow, it's giving Miss Kacie, the kindergarten teacher. She's not. I don't know if she's giving.
I think the white guys or whoever that like are into white girls, that type, she looks very much like, okay, you scored one. I don't think she looked bad. I thought she looked very, very like very typical. You know, I could see you in the streets killing it or whatever. But also
she said she was a hairdresser, and I literally wrote like the first thing I wrote about her was like her hair looks fried, and she said she was a
interesting. Like
a makeup artist,
girl.
Huh?
Well, I mean, I was like, there's not a lot. I would say you're not a fan of this girl, but I was like, it's not a lot to be a fan of because she did
Yeah.
the way she operated. It was a lot, and she focused so much in the beginning before we knew she was about to go jump off the cliff. Right? She in the beginning was talking about her looks, and I feel like it's people who have literally nothing to worry about who be the most insecure
Yeah.
about their looks and things like that. And it's very surprising to me. It's very shocking to me how that happens because she talked about in the beginning just either like this is a sense of low self worth or something, because she was just talking about like different other guys who would treat her in different ways, and she just wants to be loved. I don't remember what she said. It was just like a little sob
Yeah.
story. That's what I would say.
Yeah,
And so
that, and
it's
then she brought
giving,
up
it was like a
then she brought up this guy that I guess she was dating before she came on here, where he told her to go on another dating show, and then she ended up here, and they got together because of how they looked on TikTok and Instagram. And I'm just like, I'm not surprised by how she shows up because, and we've talked about this on other episodes, this idea of pretty privilege does not lend itself towards creating a identity that's not based in your looks. And we saw it, of course, just like kind of jumping to the end, right? Like, where not even jumping to the end, but she led with her looks and sex through everything. When she got caught up, because I thought Patrick's discernment was going to kick in when he said, well, why did you end up staying with him? Like, I didn't come here with a backup plan. I thought, okay, the alarm bells are ringing off. This is about to get cut off, but it didn't. And when she got caught, she immediately goes into landing strips and what she can do for you. And I'm just going to put you all in my mouth. And like, I was like, I feel like this is the first time we had pod corn. Like, I was like, what is this? Like, they hit on a little bit of stuff sometimes, but this girl done put up a whole scene, got this man all excited and wound up. Like, I was like, well, she just roped him right back in, and this is probably how she does it. Like, and then she knew to lean on that. And then when she was breaking up with a man, she couldn't say she was breaking up with him, but kissing all over him, jumping on him. I'm like, you can't even speak and say this is over. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you.
I know. It was ridiculous. I was like, I had to pause the TV. Like, sometimes I get overwhelmed watching these shows at the audacity of people to show up the way they do. And I was just like, I just can't. My body is feeling too much. I paused it, unpaused it. I'm like, no, this chick did not just hop on him a second time. No, she did not walk out the door and then jump in his arms. Like, what are we doing?
She deserved an award. That was a performance of the decade, because if I was Patrick, I would not have thought she was breaking up with me. Like, no matter what was coming out of her mouth, the cognitive dissonance you create when your words and not even her words, because her words weren't making sense. She kept saying, I love you. I just can't go to Baja. I don't want to go to Baja. I just need to go home.
And he asked specifically, he said, are you saying are you trying to break up with me, or you're just saying you're not going to Baja? Like, he made it clear there's no uncertain term. That's why I'm glad the producers like did that 45 minutes earlier. Put her on blast, because it's ridiculous. Like, people want to come onto these shows and do clout chasing, because I'm not convinced that she and her boyfriend still weren't doing this concoction her just trying to have this cover of like, this is just a cover. And then she's all like, watch him. Like, did she say something like, wait till he sees me now, or something like that? It's like, are you going into a marriage to impress your ex if he's your ex? Like, I don't put it past her. You know how people say like, the best lies have a little bit of truth in them. And it's like, that's what it was giving, that you're like making this like cover story around like, if he says that, it was all a fake thing, she's already ahead of it. You know what I mean? She was mind-blowing to me. Like, I want to do strip teases for you. I want to give that to someone who does. I want to set up, hotel rooms,
basically
and
lingerie and all the things and role play. It was too much.
But and it's giving. She's talking about bringing other ladies in, like doing a show.
I didn't even think about that. Because she did say striptease.
When she said striptease,
she did. It did sound. It did say. Now that you say that. Now that you say that, it might have been.
I mean, maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but that's what I was like, girl, pick your worth up off the floor. You keep talking about these men not treating you. Treat yourself. Like, treat yourself right.
Yes,
like, you sitting here. I wish I would.
Yeah.
I wish I would. Like, what?
Crazy.
Like, this, you can have a striptease and strip club thing with these women, and guess what? It's gonna be
the way she was talking
with me.
I literally wrote down, is she a corn star? Like, has she done this before? Because she was saying way too much. Like, it was giving, it was like set the scene.
It was for sure giving that.
It was too much.
Sure.
I do want to get into their reveal. Because she had mentioned after she got the ring, which was a beautiful ring. I think she had the best ring out of all the ladies. From what I saw.
No difference with these rings.
Oh yeah, it was the first.
But I'm not a ring person.
Cut, and I love the little marquee cut. But she said, I don't want to give this back now. And he was like, why would you?
I not caught that.
It's like she's having all these little Freudian slips, and Patrick is just like, I got the girl, I got the girl. No need to think about it. I'm just gonna kiss all over her, and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, but I will say this, Patrick. I do feel for. I don't know what I feel. But it's not like I don't overly. If I do feel bad for him, I don't feel bad for him a lot because the signs were there. The signs were there.
The signs were definitely there.
When he said to her, those like things that your boyfriend said to you, that didn't make you second guess, or that didn't make you like have a red flag or whatever. When he was questioning her about that, because it was like, those things should make anyone who values themselves have a red flag. And she was like, there's so many things like I could have left him over. That is further displaying that, like, this girl does not value herself. And so he should have been out of there. I wrote in my notes, I was like, run, Patrick, run. Like, in that conversation, in the conversations when
about race,
like, I didn't really have a ton of thoughts on that. I know race came up a lot in
because it started off
okay. Before you say that, give me 1 second. I do want to say that finish up the signs were their thing, but we can jump into that in a second. But when she was jumping on him, hugging him, and saying all these different things and crying and blah blah, and she even was like, "How are you gonna get my number?" And it's like, give it to
Instagram,
me. Right?
You know my last name.
I know. Like, it's giving Patrick. She's not going to be home with you.
Yeah, it's giving block.
But now I give him that she was given the mixed signs.
Yeah.
But they were mixed. And the mixed signs is a sign.
Yes.
So, but go jump into
the other red flag was talking about the race, because that conversation started off with, my dad pretty much thinks it's a joke because he knows how important attraction is. That is what started this whole race conversation. And there's no reason why, if you're going on an experiment like this, that race and attraction need to be in the same conversation. And then you're pressuring him
to reveal his I was like, let it go,
race,
girl.
And he does not want to. He's saying, I'm hesitant, and she's like, well, you should. Like, you should. And you're like pausing and you're silent, which just makes the air uncomfortable. So you've pressured this man into saying that he is Chinese and Cambodian, and then you're still silent about that, and you're like, well, you're just like, just a cute guy. And then, I have one black friend, my brother is dating a half black girl. No, she didn't say that, but she said, but it was given that. It was given that.
I be missing stuff sometimes.
Yeah, no, it was given that. It was, when she said, my family is tired of these little white boys, but one of my brother is dating a half black girl, and my other brother is dating a Mexican, and so we're an open family. We're a Mormon open family. My sister and daddy be up in Japan or China, wherever she said.
Korea. Yeah, they were in Korea. Like, they're singers. Girl. Yeah. No, now that you mentioned that, I mean, it wasn't even. There was just so much in this Like, there was just so much that I think that part of it flew out the window for me, because I was like, she's not saying anything directly. She's saying she accepts it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, why is it such a big deal?
Yeah.
And like, why is this a conversation topic? And it's like,
They'll
if
be
it
happy
didn't
if I
matter,
brought home an
if
Asian guy.
it don't matter, then why you asking about it? Like, it's like, what is that? I love me a movie reference, so sorry for people who don't get this. But on Remember the Titans, when the guy kissed the other guy, he was like, you're not really, he's trying to hint at gay. And then he was just like, it don't matter. I just need to know. And then he's like, if it don't matter, why you gotta know? Why you asking? And he was like, what? I gotta know, don't mess with my mom. Like, and I'm just like, that was this to me. It's like, why you need to know, especially when he paused for like a whole god doggone minute. And it's like, bruh, like, I think that he's uncomfortable, so let him reveal it in his own time.
Right. Alrighty. Anywho, so Patrick and Anna, that was his other connection, who I was surprised. Yeah. Well, I wasn't surprised he didn't go with her, because Anna just left. She just left. Yeah. Like, what the F, Anna? Anna was the most likable person on the cast for me. I liked her the most out of all of the women that we got to see through the pods. Like,
I agree. I was just sifting through the women, but yeah, I agree.
I liked her, and so, I thought they were both like in this, like, we now this.
Yeah, it was weird. That's because that's the race stuff that stood out to me. Is that I was like, what is happening?
It was weird. Oh my god!
I thought it was weird.
I felt like, well, because both of them said that they typically date white people, and they're both living in Colorado, but they had similar upbringings with immigrant parents, and like their story on how they ended up in Colorado. So it just kind of felt like a go back to your roots. I don't know. It felt like.
No, I'm not saying that part was weird about it,
because love. That's how I was like.
No. I agree with that part of it. That part of it, because it's kind of like when you have two Black people, and it's like, yes, it means so much, I think, for communities that are minorities to be with each other, because there is a shared sense of like community and heritage and different things. So I value, and so I think it's very important. And also, you're dealing with like opposition, and that was interesting hearing him talk about being the only Asian person. Like, you're always dealing with opposition. Like, we ain't asked for people to be racist against us. Like, we just born into this world like that. And so it kind of bonds you, and it also creates a space where you understand, like, you want to kind of protect what is your community, and so you want to join together and be something that is replicating what you are. You get what I'm saying, right? So I think it's very important. So I like that piece of it. However, it was odd to me that they kept saying like, like normally that Asian, I wouldn't date an Asian person. Like, it was like, it felt a little self-hate, like a little bit. Like, I didn't like that. She's like, normally that knock a guy off the list for him to be Asian. And I was just like, what are we doing here on that part? And then when they kept saying it's so hot, it was like, what's happening here? I was just like, it's odd. I'm not trying to say that hot part is like wrong, or that there was anything. It just was odd to me. That's what it was. But the I don't date, that would strike you. Whatever she said something like, that would normally, strike a guy off my list if he was Asian. And it's just like, why? Like, I didn't like that piece.
Yeah. There's a lot of, and I'm only going off of what I've seen multiple people say on like TikTok and other public platforms from Asian communities, that they're kind of taught white is right. And so it's easier for
who
them
ain't taught that, shoot, either through TV or through whatever. But
when you hear that they are also taught like how you treat Black people in their businesses and things like that. Like, there have been Asians who have spoke out on how their parents have taught them to be racist against other communities and lean into whiteness and to getting closer to that, and like it's okay to date white people because of white supremacy, and it gives you access to what white supremacy got access to at the end of the day. And so I think there could have been an element of that with them both growing up in Colorado.
Maybe,
not putting that on their families at all. I'm just saying in terms of, and then also too, like, if I would not imagine that Colorado has a lot of Asian people to begin with, and so you're already probably very limited in terms of dating.
The it was what was getting me. It's like I get like even in our communities, when I see like black men who grow up in really like white spaces and they date white women, I'm like, that I can see your conditioning. They just, that's all they date. I could see that. You know what I'm saying? Even though I would love to see a black man with a black woman, you know what I'm saying? I see that you grown up in this environment that doesn't really have a lot of black women as options. And so, this is your culture. You know what I mean? I mean, not your culture, but
I mean, that's the culture you grew up around.
This is what you're accustomed to. Yeah, that's the culture you grew up around. So I get it. I get it all. It is what it is. I still would have liked to see them together. What do you think happened? Like, do you think she is out here with Blake somewhere? Because I'm like, her and Blake was blah to me. Okay, he was blah. Not to jump into all the other triangles that Blake was involved in, but
I think what happened was she was digging Patrick a lot. And it was a lot of what she ain't used to. And because of that opposition that you was just talking about, I feel like the opposition was probably taking over for herself with the self-hate a little bit. And she was like, am I really about to leave here with this Asian man? I don't know. And then I got this white man who she literally said, I think like after the first or second date, you don't seem racist or homophobic. And I was like, how or she said, you don't sound or something to that effect. I'm like, how do you know? But I don't know, child. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the chemistry was too much. They said they clicked on a little Spider-Man meme and again the background. But I think possibly like it was just a lot for her, and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna bow out, because she left before Blake left. So
no, true. And then Blake didn't seem to know about it. And I think that like they're not speaking to each other outside of the pod, so a pod conversation would have been recorded, and they probably would have played it if they were like, want to link up. But I wonder if she just was like, look, I can't decide. I don't want to get to the space where I need to decide. So I'm going to go and leave them both on red. And then when I get outside, I can maybe make a few more judgments, and I can go slower or whatever the case may be, because I can see how they look and I can decide a little bit more naturally because this is overwhelming. But I personally think that it was not cool. Like for either of them, I'm like, why are you ghosting people? Like stop. At least have a conversation with people.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but why come here if you're not ready for the commitment? Blake talking about he needs some more time. It's like, why? I didn't. I know we're gonna go from Blake into Blake and Megan. I didn't understand why Megan liked Blake more either. I was like, he seems very boring and like cookie cutter. I didn't really understand it.
He was giving, like, I wrote down, I was like, he looks like a grown teenager. Like, it's just something about the way he looked. Very grown. Him and Nick don't look that grown. Shoot. I'm like, I agree with you. I didn't know what was the pull for. Like, I kept forgetting that Megan was tied in with Blake in any kind of way, and I'm just like, oh, okay, girl, because Megan had
a baby. I said, "Whoo, go ahead, Megan." I said, "Not the man." I literally was like, when we got to the end, I was like, "Is Megan the main character here?" Like, she got everybody on. She had everybody on her, child. I don't know what she did, because she seemed very I don't know, like I couldn't
most mature.
I mean, that's mature, but also like she wasn't the most like lively personality in the mix. You know what I'm saying? And like I thought
she gave a little bit, not enough. She wasn't lively, but
yeah, she gave a little bit. It was like, I don't know. She there was a lot of seriousness that came from her, which can either be intimidating for guys or not. But these guys seem to lean into it. So let's get into all of her bunches.
Who did you think was better between Megan's Jordan and Mike? Who did you think was better? For her.
They
Would you
got
want her to see
two
her?
different sides for me, but definitely Jordan. I think she made the
Okay,
right
so
decision.
you think she should have picked Jordan? Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was unclear a little bit. I wonder, like the preview. Hey, did you watch the preview
I did
for next
watch the
week?
preview. Yeah, yeah, that
It's
$2 million
given like
home. I know I would have been sitting pretty. Yeah, unlocked. Give me the keys,
I know
bitch. That's what you
when it was
want.
in when it was in Mexico, she was like he was like, "You ever been at a resort this fancy?" And then he said, no. She was like, "Well, get used to it." And I was
Yeah,
like, "You about to be the sugar mama in
she
these
about to be a
streets,
sugar mama.
girl?
She
Is that
knew
what you
what she
about to
was on. She
be?"
gotta be a sugar mama unless she gonna put him
No,
on
true,
to get his own
true.
bag.
Cause that's the thing I was saying with her. It's like I liked Jordan for her, and I felt like, especially when she was talking about like, oh, my gut is saying that. I'm like, yeah, you gotta listen to your gut.
Yeah. She was
I
also
felt
just
like,
more comfortable, right? Like she was like, every time I leave here, I'm happy. Like
mm-hmm,
I'm in a very
mm-hmm,
great
mm-hmm,
mood. You uplift my spirit. Like she was saying a lot of things that are just good for the soul.
mm-hmm.
And Mike
For
was just more
sure.
practical, you know?
Yeah, very much more practical. I will say, I'm gonna say two things on Mike in a second, but with them, I felt like all of the good things that were there in their relationship were good. I was like, but the one key thing that is necessary is that he makes less. You gotta just accept it and meet, just like Calabria. You gotta meet him where he's at on it. Cause it's like you just gotta accept it. You're gonna have kids around, you know. I don't what did he say he did? Like he was something like, was he a construction manager or that was somebody else?
No, I don't know what
He
he
was
was.
something.
I just know he
It was
said he
very
drive a
like
Kia.
transportation logistics. That's what it
Oh,
was. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the hell is that? Is
Yeah,
this
what is
bus
that? Yeah.
driver? What are we?
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
we
yeah.
Uber driving? What is this? Anyway, I don't know what it is that he did, but I do think that he was probably the better pick for her, and I think their connection seemed good. The preview, it ain't looking the hottest for them. I'm not even talking about the $2 million home. I'm talking about her talking to Mike, like when he was like, "Are you getting married?" And she's like, and he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
making a face. Yeah, it was like she said something about having concerns. Like she was talking to him. She's like, "How am I supposed to know?" She said something in the preview, and she was talking to Jordan. So I don't know, but I think I felt like this is maybe my most stable couple. You know, that's I mean, this season is saying a lot, but
Yeah.
I think that's who I felt was the most stable out of everybody. They really seem to like each other in the reveal. Homegirl said best sex ever.
Yeah, she did. She did say best
Okay.
sex ever.
And I know
He
what
said
that
she
feels
know what he
like.
doing. He said he was putting that vasectomy to
Yes.
use. I said, well, talk, Big Daddy. Talk,
Forgot
Big
about
Daddy.
that. I forgot about that. Like, yes, they probably were having them a time.
A
Okay.
time,
I
baby. I'm like,
forgot
yeah,
about
well, you ain't got
that.
to worry about it. That shit probably do be good.
Yeah.
You just.
Look, no comment. But yeah, but that's a thing. When you have a guy that you're like, oh my God, best sex, like
Yeah.
that's a thing. I've only had one such man. But it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. And so I think that's like good. Love that for you,
Yeah,
Megan.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
I will say that Megan seemed older than 33 to me. Like she
Yeah,
seemed
I
like
thought she was
I would call her ma'am. I'd be like,
37.
ma'am. Yeah, like I know. I'm like, I'm in my late 30s. And I was like, I'd be like, ma'am. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
She didn't give 33 to me.
She
But
did not give
at the same time,
33.
because
I thought she was 37 because the guy said she was 37. But if she said she was 37, I also thought she could also be a little older than that, you know?
yeah.
Like,
Oh, I agree. I agree. I mean, she
yeah.
looks very pretty and stuff like that. It's just something about the way,
It's the way she dresses.
yeah.
It's
But
very aged, I think. Like
yes.
the nude heels with
Yes.
the rhinestones, the spikes, the
Yeah. Like when I was younger, I mean, people now say opposite. They say I don't look, I don't know. I don't know what people think my age is or whatever. But when I was younger, people always used to always think I was like at least like 26 or something like that. And my friend, she was just
really.
like, oh, yes. I used to be in my early 20s. I'd be like 19, 20. People thought I was like mid 20s. They really thought I was older. And I remember my friend was like, I think it's just because how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? You seem very mature, da 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 da. And she was like, and you dress, you know, very mature. I was like, I should maybe like start dressing like a little younger. And then she said, like, then they would be like, look at this old ass girl with these young ass clothes on. That is what Megan, she did. And we still friends to this day. That's what Megan gave me when she was at the beach and stuff like that. It was interesting. I was like, look at her outfits. Like she was on, and she's had a butt. Like it's like she's doing all these young things, but she doesn't seem that young.
Yes.
And it was just like, it was giving, like when she had the braid in her hair. I was like,
it's the everything. I'm like, girl, this is the time when you make your hair more voluptuous. This is the time where you know what I'm saying, show like, a little bit more. A little bit. Yes, something. And she's doing everything like a rich older white woman who shops at Hermes on Tuesday morning. Like
Nordstrom. I guess Nordstrom, that ain't even rich.
I don't know.
No, she's higher. She's like, Nordstrom. That's where I donate my clothes. Okay?
Right.
But yeah. I don't know. I liked her though. I will say I liked her. I didn't have any like bad vibes or anything like that from her. She was a likable person. I was glad for her that Jordan seemed to vibe with her. Now, Mike used a term that said, I feel like we had the same zest for life as each other or something like that. And I was like, that is where I think they match on.
Yeah.
It's like there's some level of like they have this wellness, they're trying to be entrepreneurs, and they're just like, I feel like that was a good encapsulation of like what is their ish, like what vibes them and bonds them together. And you know, even like he did sound a little like you mentioned Illuminati when we were like recording earlier the Love Island episode. I was like, it was giving a little like his little men's wellness club. Remember he said, I'm in a group of like
it was definitely giving cult with 9 pillars. I was like, y'all wearing white coats? Like, it was.
It was like, what is this? But it's like he want that power cup. He want to like, I want to rule like
you could tell he wants to be he gives like, I want to be a billionaire vibes.
Yes.
And in order to be a billionaire, you gotta exploit. He gives that though. He does give that. I do think though, where he will be able to pick up where Jordan could not is in that, right? Like Jordan, he's already said, like, I am a regular guy, and it seems like he enjoys his life as it is. Some people, they not trying to be about that entrepreneurial life. They like their 9 to 5, come home, be with his kid, and be done with it. Like he looking like he said, this is too much house. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just too much. Like, and she might have to, if they end up staying together, she might have to ease him in. And Mike, I don't think she would have had to deal with that.
But, oh yeah, they definitely were much more of a match, but on paper.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I did also like though that he was talking about the health of his children. I think that is a very important talk, like dietary things with your children.
Yes.
I think that's very, very important, because I be on my boyfriend like, them kids, they not getting McDonald's, my G. Like, that's not happening. They ain't gonna know what a chicken nugget tastes like.
Yeah.
I got time for my kid to end up with imbalanced hormones at the age of 4. Like, no.
No, that's very real. And I do agree. I'm like that. I'm like a wellness kind of, I mean, the sugar be calling me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The all other stuff be calling me. However, I try to aim to be very, very health focused. However, I did not like him saying anything about his son and the diabetes. It's like, just keep, like he said something like, you know, I couldn't even understand how his son has this, you know, this early. And I was just like, it was giving a little arrogant. It's like,
he didn't know. It was giving uneducated, because you was talking about your friend who had type 2 diabetes. This baby got type 1. You don't even know the difference. And I learned that you don't know the difference, but you in a wellness space. Like, you definitely ain't trying to help the people who need it. You trying to give wellness to people who already got it, who just want to be able to go to the spa in the middle of the day because they just finished their Pilates. Like, it's not giving you actually trying to help the people, because if you did, you would know the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes for sure.
No, so I didn't like that. And overall, Mike was just giving me, even though he kept hinting, the way he kept hinting at like, I just think, it's just like, what do you think? Because even still, the only thing I think he could be hinting at is the tattoos. Like because that man
he was bitter.
I don't understand.
He was bitter. But
lost. It's like, but I'm saying, like, he was saying this even before then, when he found out that he had competition. Yeah. And so I just didn't like that vibe. Something about it didn't feel, you know, genuine and stuff like that. I did feel like he handled the leaving part of it very well. I didn't expect that from him. But I was not a huge fan of him. I also felt like when he was like, "Oh, I'm putting on my shoes, I'm gonna leave out." It felt like it was a game.
It
I
was
ain't
a
like that.
game.
It felt like
Yeah.
It felt like what are you doing? And I
He
don't,
needed her to
you know.
chase.
Yes, it felt like he was trying to elicit like this emotional longing or some type of like, like emotional. Oh yeah, I'm gonna lose him. Like let me. And this is like, bruh,
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I didn't like
Yeah.
that.
He did it
So he
twice.
would
He did it again when he even brought up the fact that he knew she was talking to Jordan. And she
yeah.
was like, he said something like, I know you're talking to somebody else. And she was like, do you know who it is? And he was like, I'm not going to tell you. I just want to see if you're going to tell the truth. It's like, you get mind games and I'm not here for it. The one thing I also did not like, back on to the conversation when he was talking about his kids and being healthy, he was like, we're going to have sexy kids. I just think that's a little ill. Like, because our kids are going to be sexy. Like, it was just like, what? Like, what? Sexy and your kid should not be in the same sentence. Like,
I agree.
very, very cringe, giving very much so 9 pillars. But anywho.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. Okay. And I will say this one last little thing though. With everything that I didn't really like about him, it was just like little. It was like slight little things. I did feel bad for him. He did seem like he really did like her.
I thought
it didn't seem
fake.
like really. Oh, okay. Am I gonna suck her?
I was like, I hope these fake tears. Nah, he probably was a little emotional because he thought he had it. I felt like they weren't because he didn't get like the love of his life. I felt like it was because he didn't win.
Really?
Like, yeah. I felt like it was an ego hit.
Maybe, but I felt like he was very into her. And it's just like, sometimes men, I feel like, I've experienced it before, it's like they see you, like she said with the check boxes, you checking off all these things, and they see what they want. They see the checkbox list that you check off all these things, but they don't see you. They don't see past the check boxes to who you truly are. And so they fall so in love with this. I don't want to say it's a fantasized version, but it is sort of a fantasized version because it's like you're just focused on the check boxes and you're not actually seeing what's beyond that, because the rest of that is also this woman. And it was giving that to me, that he was very into her because she hit the boxes, and so he was just overly in love, and not overly in love, but emotion, like really felt for her, you know what I mean? Really felt for her, because he was like, finally the perfect woman to join the Illuminati little circle we got going on here.
Yeah.
And so I did feel kind of bad for him, because I did feel like there was real feelings. I don't know, him and Brendan. It is also a lot. I'm going through relationship shit. So so I was like, I don't know. I was feeling bad. I was feeling bad.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty, let's move on into Madison and Joe. Thoughts on their attraction level with each other?
He definitely just not interested. I mean, I was like giving him a little bit of brownie points for just not like running and like trying to be in it. But I also was not, it's like, if you're not gonna treat her well, then just go. And also, like, if you're not sure you're attracted to her, or you're having doubts on the physical, why are you having sex with her?
I was thinking that too. I was like, this is confusing. You grabbing her booty at the mixer, y'all kissing all the time, y'all having sex. I was like, are you doing this just to like see if you can lean into it? Are you doing this just to like get through it? I don't know. And at first I was like, oh, she needs a lot of reassurance. You know what I'm saying? Because she kind of like kept asking or like bringing up these little things, but at the same time,
I think it's because he wasn't giving her nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the same time,
sorry, girl.
I was like, but at the same time, it's like, these are things like you do kind of expect when you're going in this type of experience. This isn't like 5th date, 6th date where, maybe you've got a little bit of pattern of behavior and you understand maybe he is like, what in and out means for this person. This is literally like y'all just meeting off first looks and y'all had a connection in the pod and you talking about something you don't know if it connect. He also said when they did the reveal, I have to connect the voice to that. I mean,
girl.
To Madison. I was like, what is that? Like, that was very strong.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
another one,
No.
like trying to hold it in, can't contain it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got the Freudian
Mm-hmm.
slip slipping everywhere, just slipping everywhere. I think at the party he got drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I also think he sniffed a little something
Yes.
because that was
Oh,
not giving. That was not giving alcohol drunk, especially when she went back to
that's
that room to wake him
funny.
up and he was still like, huh? Yeah, I'm like, oh no, that man was not drunk. That man was, he could have been drunk, but he was also something else. He was also
You
something else.
think? You think? That's
Absolutely.
so funny. That's
Absolutely.
so funny. Like I was kind of like, this is an odd scenario, like the whole thing. Even the interaction with Jordan. Like I know Megan was over there like don't sit here and make me switch up how I think about you, buddy, because
Mm-hmm.
both of them, I that was weird to me. All of that
Yeah.
interaction and joking, it was like
Yeah.
it was weird. But just to circle back to the sex piece though, just for a second, like why is he having sex with her? Like it gave me sort of exploitive, like because it's like if she knew you were saying these things, would she open her legs to you?
Right.
That's a question that we will never know, that she will never know, because you did not give her that opportunity. So
Right.
I didn't like that. It was a little ick for me because it's like if you're not clear, like
Well,
don't have sex with
yeah.
her. Like
Well,
just yeah.
when they were on the boat, she mentioned something that made me feel like she knew that because he said, you weren't my typical type or whatever.
That's yeah.
And,
That's
he was
one
like,
thing.
they said the sex is good, but like, I know that I'm not like something happened. I don't know exactly. I mean, he probably wasn't explicit. He probably didn't say like I don't date bigger girls, which the girl ain't even big. Let's be effing for real.
Yeah,
She just,
she's
she's a little
not.
thick. But
Mhm.
I don't know if he explicitly said that.
I feel like in the pool, he kept reassuring her. He kept like, she was like, her spidey senses was going up a little bit, like, what? Yeah. And he was like, no, yeah. She's like, did you think I was hot or no? Another one asking a direct question. He's like, no, I thought you were hot. Like answering
he
it.
said
I
that
feel like
under his breath. He was like,
yeah. So I'm not a huge fan of him.
yeah.
The behavior at the party was like a little bit much. I will say though, when she came in that room afterwards, I'm like, girl, why you waking him up? Let that man sleep. He is clearly inebriated on something. I don't know. But let that man sleep, one. And then two, like, if he's freaking you out, you don't operate with a person that is freaking you out by freaking them out.
Freaking out, right.
What are you? It's like, you gotta be like, oh, this okay.
Let me let you sleep. Let me get you some water and go to sleep.
You gotta mental health patient him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, oh, okay, all right. Everything.
Yeah.
She incited the situation further.
She was getting on my nerves with that. I was like, girl, leave that man alone. He in there giggling, talking to himself. He clearly needs some rest. And you're like, you're freaking me out. You're just, oh my God, what's happening? And you're
it's
crying
like you're
1 second,
freaking
coming back in to rehash what happened.
Yeah.
He don't understand what you're saying, baby. That's why he keep asking you over and over and over again. And you want to keep telling him. He keeps asking you, and he's like, huh? Like, it was too much. It was definitely giving, girl, we can't go out to the club together. I can't go with you.
I know, because this man looked like he have a good time, okay? He seemed like he have a good time. So if you're going to be worried like this, you know what I'm saying? You're going to blow his buzz. You're going to blow his high. Like, and not that he needs to be getting buzzed or getting high, especially not acting the way he acted.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, are you going to be with the party animal or are you going to choose a different route? Like, you will be trying to change people.
Yeah.
I mean, I done it. Girl, probably still currently trying to do it.
Okay.
So it is what it is. But yeah, that part I was like, girl, calm down. And it felt like she was sort of displacing, like when he was like, are you coming in hot? She was like, how am I coming in? It's like, you kind of are, girl.
You are coming in hot.
Because it seems like it's about the party.
Yes.
Because you correctly picked up on the fact that he's being shady or being whatever he was being, and you're coming in and it's like displacement. You're trying to like
rehash what
be
happened at
shocked
the
at his
party.
reaction.
Yes.
Yeah, you're trying to like act like you're shocked at his reaction and acting like his reaction is offensive to you when really what was offensive was his behavior earlier, and
Yeah.
you're just it's just the emotions are in the air, and so it's like it's like she merged those two
Yeah, she
into
did.
one, and
Yeah.
so but yeah, I don't think they're making it. Although in
Mhm.
the previews, I cannot with Netflix. They keep one of the girls said in the chat, they keep giving away who is in the end and who's not because he out there walking in his shirt. He look
Yeah.
like he walking to a car. I'm seeing a back of somebody walking away, crying. It looked like it's her. I'm just like, I think y'all giving it away, but maybe not. Maybe I'm
There
tripping, and
might be
maybe they
more than
just
what
it's
we
a
see.
voiceover.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like he's walking away. It looks like it from the preview that he's walking away to his car on the wedding day, and she's like, "Oh my god," da, 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 like so, because he don't look dressed in a tux,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So it's giving, I can't do this, and I just came here to tell you in your face to your face, and he's leaving, and her party are walking away. But they may just be fooling us. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and move into the Kate and Nick, Annie, and then
the
other square.
The other
The other
square.
square. Since Annie and Nick end up together, let's just start with them.
Okay.
Baby.
I didn't like either of them.
Me either. But I will say, okay, when he was telling that story of his mama sitting him down and asking if he was part of the LGBTQ community, I was like, baby, your mama might have been picking up on something. And maybe we ain't come to terms with it because I don't know too many mamas who asking that question because they really don't feel like in their soul that they son.
I don't think about that. Like,
no,
because I know some mamas who do. Yeah, because it's the sign of one. It's the sign of someone who is not pro LGBTQ. One, but two, she could have just been like asking as a like, you can tell me, could have been. But it's the sign of a worrying ass mama. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. It's a sign of a worrying mother who's
I thought he was a little
they paranoid. They go across the world.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Helicopter moms. Yeah, he was a little. He gives a little bit of like feminine energy to me, so I was kind of like, I could see, where his mama might have.
I don't know. He doesn't give me that per se.
But speaking of his mama, he did say she watched Fox News, and so that told me all I needed to know about his upbringing. And then they had that LGBTQ conversation about their child. I was like, well, we definitely know where they at. So.
And I just was shocked. Like again, another conversation that had my jaw on the floor. I was like shocked. I'm like, y'all are on literally national television. Like, the way people come on these shows and behave, it is so shocking to me. It was, I was just so shocked. I was just so shocked. And so it's like you said, it is giving very Fox News, like it's giving very like I said, I think they're a match because they're a match in that land. You know what I'm saying? Like they come from that same, I feel, space, that land. It was giving.
Then the whole like Christianity thing with Kate, I was like, he like blew up kind of low key about this. Like, how dare you not tell me type vibes. Like, like Jesus is my all. And why would you not tell me that you ain't into religion and that's not a path you would walk down? So all that mixed together, it was giving a little scurry.
Yeah. For sure. Let me touch on that though for a second, because I felt like it's interesting. I felt like, bruh, like when she said like, when she went through that whole emotional story, like before that, she had said, I don't have it, I could take it or leave it type of thing. Yeah. Okay, that shows you're on the fence. But once she said the story, I remember saying to myself, oh, girl, you're not just taking it or leave it. You're an atheist. Like, you're an atheist, no shade. You're whatever you you're an atheist though. It's giving that. And that was my immediate thought. So how he listened to that story and then had the audacity to blow up on her the way he did, talking about, you never said, it's like,
It's because he
what
liked her
did
more.
you think?
He liked her
Yeah,
more.
and
He couldn't
okay, let's
believe
get
that he
into
liked
that.
her more. He liked her more. He told her, I love you. And I actually wrote down in that conversation they were having, I love how calm she was through that conversation. Like, she did not match his energy at all. She was like, I was like, oh, she go toe to toe. And I love a woman that go toe to toe. You know, like, no, this is actually not love. You don't tell multiple people that you love them in this experience. You don't lead people on. You don't go from I am in love with you to I have love for you. Like, that is, she's basically saying that's deception. Like, you out here playing foul. Like, your moods is changing. I'm not looking for something fleeting, my boy. Like, I love that she summed him up so well, and she dodged the bullet with that one for sure. But he liked her more. Like, if it wasn't for the religious piece, he would have proposed.
He would have probably picked her. That's what I was going to ask you, if you thought that he would have picked her, because it came, and then it's like with Annie, like circling back to them, her being like, "Oh, Nick's affirms Nick's," and it's like, yeah, like after he comes, like got his heart broken, and he's like, "All right, let me wrap this up. It's clear, you know, no analysis paralysis here. You're the one." And I felt like I didn't even understand, like, when with her and Brendan, I didn't even understand what more was she looking for from him. I mean, you give me your take, but I didn't feel like he wasn't choosing her. Like, she really was on one about that. Like, you're not telling me, you're not, you know, you come in the 9th hour, and I'm like, I don't know.
I feel like he was saying it. I think, like, to me, because I kept going back to, like, why he keep bringing up this door. Like, just say explicitly, like, this is the life that I want with you, and like explain it, you know, a little better. Like, you like, I don't know, like the door thing. I was like, say this goddamn red green door one more time. I am sick of it. Just say you love her, you want to propose to her. It is her. Like, I felt like he could have been a little bit more reassuring, when on the other side, right? After that conversation, like, Nick had already said he can see himself falling in love with her. He can see her, her in his future. Like, he was already kind of bringing that language, and I think there's a lot of comparing that happens in this experience. And so I think for Annie, she was a little bit stuck with, like, I have this guy that's like slowly but surely giving me more and more layers of reassurance, and this guy keep talking about this house, this 2-story house with this red door.
She the one brought it up. She the one brought up the house.
He asked what the house looked like. He said, what does our life look like?
Well, I'm saying, like,
but he kept bringing it. He kept recircling back to that. You know what I'm saying? So,
because I think he meant it as like a symbolism thing.
Yes, and I definitely was like, that we don't want no symbolism in this experience. Just give the real. We ain't got time for symbolism. You got to make it clear. Real. You got to make it plain.
He gives me that. So I will say this. He gives me that he's a little one of those guys who cannot communicate how he feels effectively. Yeah. And so, like, it's like, you like, you know my heart, and then it's just like, you don't though. So okay, let me take back what I said about her. Like, I don't know, wanting more from him, but I just I ain't like her that much, to be honest. I just didn't.
I felt bad for Brendan. I really liked Brendan. I was very sad for Brendan. I felt like he was really ready. I wish he would have found somebody else in the experience, because I feel like he seems like a great guy who was going to love and love. Cute. Yeah, and he was cute. He was. I was like, girl, the only cute one.
That's what you wanna come out to the out of the pods looking at. Okay. Yeah. Not the Nick looking like because the Nick looked like, I said this before. Toy Story was a very impactful movie, I guess, in my childhood, but. That man looked like the Toy Story, like he was the one playing with Woody. Like, that's what he looked like to me.
He looked like Andy. Andy. Yeah. So one more thing that I did want to say about Nick, especially when it came down to the difference between Annie and Kate, he kept having all these sexual conversations with Annie. And I'm like, not you going to the Holy Ghost field conversations to sex. You want this woman because of her values, and you over here talking about some, oh, fuck, Annie. Like, I was like, ew.
Yeah.
Talking about he all pent up. Talking about it's like a black and white film of a girl when she flips her hair. It's like I get it. Like can't just Google titties. He was a little
Yeah, it
horn
was a
dog.
lot.
He was a little
Yeah, it was
horn
given immature,
dog.
like a
It was
little
very
teenager.
immature. She just giggling it up, baby.
Yeah, he was a little funny though. Like outside of those comments, like there were like their first pod date or something like that I remember, they were just laughing all the way through, and I actually thought it was kind of funny. Like he is funny. There's something about him is funny. Now, like you're
I don't know
like,
if I was laughing.
that's funny, but like Zach, not Zach. Joe makes me. He looks like Zac Efron to me. That's what I was thinking about it. But Joe, he was saying that like he's funny. Joe was kind of funny, but Joe's also like I can see what he means by like a lot of times women. It's like guy humor. It's like he was funny, but then it was like you just don't have like couth. Like, you don't have.
Well, you said Joe. You mean Nick? What you talking about?
No, Joe. I'm switching into Joe. Joe looks like Nick don't look like no Zac Efron. He said something about wish.com Zac Efron. Joe's with Madison. Joe is the one who is not attracted to
going
her.
back. How much?
Yes. But I was saying that like he had said he was funny.
Yeah.
And he was saying that guys tend to get his humor and women don't. But I thought he was funny too, but just like he don't have no limits. And like I said, he's like he doesn't have a sense of decorum like about him in certain aspects. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anything else on the four of them? The Annie, the Nick, the Brendan, the Kate.
No, let's go ahead and move into Allie and Anton. They're kind of boring to me.
Last couple.
Yeah, they're kind of boring to me.
And Allie is the boring one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think Anton with another girl would be a little turned up.
No,
like,
I
Anton
think so
is
too.
Giving,
Allie is giving, I want to be at home, be a trophy wife, baby. I don't want to do anything.
Sure.
Them previews look like they finna get spicy on her, baby. She looking like, nah, I don't clean, I don't do this through the week.
I know.
I was like, ooh, but she is a nurse. It can be difficult and stressful.
Yeah.
So I do understand.
Yeah.
She did make that comment about kissing with the eyes open, and I was like, girl, I feel you because the eyes so big they almost cross.
Yeah.
You know, like they was.
Like he got some eyes. Like I was like, that would scare me too.
Like every single time the camera zoomed in, I was like, wow, like staring into the soul.
Yeah.
That was when he was going out to the reveal. You know, he had his glasses on top of his head.
Yeah, I can see. I was like, he was blind.
Down, put him down.
What? I thought it's better. He probably wants her to see him in his how he looks. Cause I wear glasses. Yeah. I recognize the squint. I was like, bruh, you can't see. You can't see.
He was
just,
like,
but you want the person to see how you look. You want to not have to show up as like something the glasses version of you, you know. Yeah. And so, you know, I don't know, but yeah, I was like, girl, like she must have had her eyes open too to see his eyes open.
Yeah, right. No, literally, I'm like, your eyes got to be open to open
them. Yeah, and then she's like, whoa, like accidentally open them. But but yeah, I don't have a lot of notes on them. They were very quick to say I love you. Her baby voice is like to me. It would get on my nerves, but
they look like they're gonna have some money issues too. She talking about that price of the ring. Though. When he said 5K, I'm not gonna lie, I was like 5K myself. Yeah. I said, am I materialistic? Because I want me a Whopper.
It's 5K? Not really?
A Whopper. I do. I was with her. It's a sign of your love. It's a sign of your love. You know, back in the day, they used to say, you know, the ring was something that if anything ever happened to you, you could sell it. If anything ever happened to the husband, you can sell it. It's supposed to be worth something. You know what I'm saying?
No, you know what? That's a very interesting thing because I am a woman who doesn't want a ring, but it's only because I don't like rings. You know, I don't like rings. Like I will lose that ring. I know I don't need a ring. I was like, get a tattoo, but like I do not need a ring, right? But it's not like before somebody be like, pick me. Like it's not a pick me situation. It's like I literally I want to flick rings off my hand. They do not feel good, you know, whatever. But I remember listening to this podcast. This lady was talking about, like, she was like, all you women who don't like or don't want a ring, she's like, you don't even know your history. You don't know your history. She was like, it is. And she was reciting sort of like this piece of like the woman is supposed to have this, like, because she's put in a worse off position. And so it's like worse off meaning like she could be physically harmed. She could be whatever. It's like, so it's like if she's left high and dry, whatever, she has a way to like start over. You're taking her from like her family who's caring for her, just back in the day type of stuff. And so I was like, it's kind of like what you're talking about or whatever.
Yeah,
And
girl,
so I was like, if I get a ring,
this finger, give me a ring.
I didn't know that rings cost like 5,000 is not enough for a ring. I'm like, Jesus, that's a lot. That's a lot. But I'm also, like I said, like not it's unimpressively regular the way I am.
Yeah,
So,
I feel you. I
like,
feel you. No, I do feel you on the rings though. They do. It took me a while because I wanted to become a ring girl because now I like the look of like stacked rings and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
And it took me a while. And sometimes, like as soon as I get home, I'm like, I feel like I'm shedding when I'm taking off all of my rings. Yeah. But it does take time to get used to wearing rings. But I only wear them when I go out. But yeah, I definitely want me a ring.
Like, I will take one, but I just need the person to know that. Yeah. It probably will be in a drawer a little bit until I want to be out in the streets and be like, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all the couples. For me, predictions for the couples, I don't see any of these couples making it. Not a one. Not a one. I think this is gonna be a zero-sum season.
That was my initial prediction, and I still think this is probably the most likely season to have that happen. If we do get a couple, though, I think that it could be Calabria and Edmund, just because I'm like, they make it to the wedding. I saw them in their fits, right? So if you make it that far, knowing this man and him knowing her, it just seems like they're gonna go for like, what you could have stopped it a long time ago if y'all not gonna do it. Like, so it feels like they maybe would do it. That's one. And then two, if there's gonna be anyone else, it'd be maybe Jordan and Megan, because they seem like they have a good vibe. It could be just a little bit of editing trickery from producers trying to make us think that there's a little bit going on when they're really just a vibe with each other. But I think that. And then third, it would maybe be Allie and Anton. But I think Anton about to be like, woman. I can already tell. Yeah, I can tell. Like, yeah. So anything else? Oh, let's do a quick hit on the Black girls. Like, there were 4. We ain't really, see all of them. But China, Calabria, Kaylin, and Ashley. Like, Ashley was the one with the braid, like she had twists in her hair or something like that. China was the one, she was like in the beginning saying like she don't get approached and stuff like that. And then Kaylin she looked like she was mixed. She had curly hair. And so we got to see a little bit more, I feel like, than usual of folks who didn't match. Yeah,
the guys too. We saw that one, the dark skinned guy that they kept showing.
Dio, I think.
Yeah. Child, I mean, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe we can reach out and see what happened, but who knows?
I know. Maybe they got tea like Yolanda had, because I'm like, let us know.
Yes. But that is it. Yeah. We will catch you for the next drop of episodes. And until then, ta-da. Bye-bye. Hit that subscribe button.